Hey everybody. Well, it's onion time again, and what is today? Today is March 15th. It's on my lunch hour here, so I'm out here getting the box beds ready. You can see I've got this box bed here that we're going to have onions in that I've already prepped. I've made the hills and the valleys here that the onions are going to go in. The onions are going to go in the high spots here, these hills. And then the lower troughs here basically is, if you want to fertilize, you can add fertilizer in the troughs, and then whenever we water during dry periods, we add water down in the trough. I also like to go collect a bunch of pine needles from down in our pine stand here behind the garden, or the box beds, and then I'll put pine needles all down in this trough as well, and it just helps retain moisture during periods of, lack of rainfall basically. You can see I've got these rebar spikes posts here stuck down in here on the edge. What I'm going to do, I've got some PEX piping tubing that basically I bend over, and it creates an arch, and then I'll stretch some grow cloth fabric across the top of this, so that way I can protect these onions, give them a little bit of a jump start on the growing season. I am a little bit later this year than I normally plant because of just weather that we had and the snowstorm that we had over the weekend. So really glad I didn't have them out already, because those teens, the temperatures in the low teens that we had, would have really zapped these onions pretty heavily. I just realized too, I think I'm wearing the exact same outfit that I did in last year's onion video, and I think that's kind of weird. I don't really know how that happened, but so last year's onions, we left the bed level and we just staggered them in a checkerboard pattern, thinking that that might be easier and may work better. Every other year before, we've done it in this method right here, which is what's actually recommended by the Dixondale Farms, where I buy my onions at. And we had less than stellar success last year, so I'm going back to this method again this year to see how it goes. But I'm going to get these boxes laid out, and then the wife and kids are going to come out in a little bit and help me get these onions set, and try to take advantage of the small shower that's expected to come through tomorrow.
Here, Sissy, plant all these little ones here in the ditch.
Well, that's fine. If there's... Here, just, if you're done with that second row, lay them down for now. Don't plant them in the ditch yet. Let's see how many Trey gets out of his purples. If we need to finish out a row of purples, we'll finish out a row of purples. Because he's got a bunch of purples piled down there.
So I'm going to start on that row. With those...
Alright, well that's it for the onions for now. We're going to get rain coming through sometime tomorrow. They're calling for about a quarter to a third of an inch of rain tomorrow. So that'll help wet this some more. This ground was still really wet from all the snow we had over the weekend. After this rain pushes through tomorrow, we'll probably later in the week, we'll go down and get a bunch of pine needles, and then that's when we'll pile the pine needles up down in the ditches, down in the trough section of this box. We ended up with 5 rows of 4 different varieties of onions. We've got candy onions down here, Red Zeppelin down there. Here we've got Texas Legend and what was this other one called again? Red River. And so we've got the 10 rows of onions laid out here. This is the most onions we've ever done. The candy don't really last a very long time, and the Texas Legend as well, because they got such a high sugar content. So I went with some red storage onions for us to keep that are supposed to last for 8 to 9 months, I believe. Anyway, that's it for now. I'll probably do a couple of update videos as the onions progress and as more gardening stuff begins to take shape. Anyway, I hope you have yourself a wonderful day. You may have learned something from this. I've got 2 or 3 other onion videos out there, so this isn't really new for us. We've done this for a number of years now. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Have yourself a wonderful day, and God bless.